Hi friends, welcome to your holistic yoga flow for body and spirit. This is a full body yoga vinyasa flow that incorporates all the pose categories. It is a very holistic mix of strength and ease, so you can feel really balanced, energized, and relaxed at the end of it. You can do this practice every day and any time of the day, whenever you feel like you could use some time for yourself. We will need one prop today. This could be either a yoga block if you have one at home, or any kind of cushion, or maybe a rolled up blanket. And we will only need this at the very end of the class, so if you do not have anything close to you right now, don't worry about it. You can also do this class without, but if you have something, then just go ahead, grab it, and then let's get started. We begin our class today sitting in a cross-legged position, Sukhasana, easy pose. And you may want to sit on your prop for a little bit of support, but if you feel comfortable without it, then simply arrange yourself in a way that allows you to lift the spine and sit tall and in a posture of wakefulness, of alertness. When you're ready, you can close down the eyes or simply lower the gaze, withdrawing from the screen. Resting the hands in a gesture that feels natural and that allows you to relax the shoulders and the arms as well. We want to take a moment to arrive and draw all of our energies into the body now. Feel the points of the body that are touching the ground. Feel the stability that the earth gives you. And feel yourself dropping deeper into the body, really rooting down into the presence. Coming out of the busy mind and into the body. Leave everything that has happened today, everything that is planned for later, and focus all of your attention on the here now. Feel the breath as it naturally, smoothly flows in and out of your nostrils. Finding a very calm, nourishing rhythm. And let this natural breath be your anchor throughout this whole practice. Whenever you feel distracted or challenged in any way, simply guide your attention back to the breath. And then go ahead and take a bit of a deeper breath in through the nose. Or you softly sigh it out through the mouth. Again, deep inhale through the nose. Relieving breath out through the mouth. And then one more deep inhale. Soothing exhale. Join your palms together in front of the heart center in Anjali Mudra, a gesture of connecting your mind and your body. And if you wish, you can set an intention for your practice today. A simple word, a quality that you would like to invite and cultivate today. So whenever you feel distracted, you bring your attention back to this idea, to this quality, and remind yourself of how you want to practice today. And when you're ready, you can gently open the eyes, steady the gaze, and we'll find our way into a tabletop position. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And you can tuck the toes under maybe to stretch out the feet a little. And then as you exhale, you want to round the back and press away from the ground for a cat stretch. Draw the navel in, bring the chin down, and really open up the back. As you inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart, lift the tailbone, and gently open the throat without compressing the neck. We do this again. Exhale, round the back for your cat stretch, really opening up through the spine. And inhale, drop the belly, open the collarbones, and create a lot of space in the front body. One more like that. Exhale, rounding. Exhaling, curving the back opening up the chest. And we'll continue this movement, but we'll spin the right hand around so the fingertips point towards the knee. And then we'll keep continuing to move the spine. If that feels a lot for your right wrist, you can bring the hand a bit closer to the knee. That takes a bit of the pressure out of the hand. Maybe do one more round of cat-cow with the right hand turned around. And then bring the right fingertips to point back forward and switch the side. So left hand turning around so the thumb is pointing to the left and the fingertips to the knees, and continuing to move the spine, the neck, and the pelvis. You want to make sure we warm up the body properly before we begin to move a bit faster. And then once again, turn the left fingertips to point forward and start drawing circles with your shoulders over the wrist, further warming up the wrist. Grab the fingertips into the ground. Keep the core of the body nice and stable. The low belly draws in just a little, so you're not arching the back here. Keep a bit of control of the center of the body. Turn the other way around. And you can make those circles bigger or smaller, whatever your wrists allow for you today. And then come back with the shoulders over wrists. Reach the right arm up as you inhale, open up the chest. Maybe look after the hand if that's okay for your neck. As you exhale, guide the right arm underneath the left arm. Thread the needle, let the shoulder hover above the ground. Press into the left hand. Inhale, reach the right arm out, open up the chest. And exhale, thread it underneath. One more time. Pull it out on the inhale, create space in the chest. Exhale, thread the right arm underneath the left, and this time we'll lay down on the right shoulder blade and on the right side of the head in a way that allows the neck to relax. And maybe you keep the left hand where it is, or you crawl the fingertips forward, opening the left side body. We'll just stay for 2 conscious breaths here. Breathing especially into the areas of the body where we feel stimulation. And then bring the left hand back down underneath the shoulder, press the hand into the ground, pull the right arm up, and open up the chest one more time. Bring the right hand down, ground it underneath the shoulder, and on your inhale, lift the left arm up. On the exhale, thread. Hover just above the ground without touching it. And then press the hand into the ground. Inhale, bring it back up. And exhale, thread it underneath. Inhale, pull it all the way out. Try and really open the chest. And on the exhale, thread the left arm. This time we'll come to lay down on the shoulder blade, on the left temple. Hips stay over the knees, and maybe you crawl the right fingertips forward. Maybe stay on the fingertips. Open up the side body. Pull the right hip just a little bit further back. Breathe. And then bring the right hand back underneath the right shoulder. Press it into the ground. Lift the left arm up one more time, opening the chest. And then bring the left hand down to the ground. Point the toes, bring the knees together or apart for your child's pose. Send the arms forward, rest the belly in between the thighs or on the thighs. Maybe the forehead comes to touch the ground, or maybe it's hovering. Take a full breath in your child's pose. Take a mental note of this posture, balasana. So whenever you feel like you need to take a break in your own rhythm today, you can come back into this pose without me mentioning it. Keep your arms nice and long. As you lift your hips back up, tuck the toes under, and then send the hips back and up into your first downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. You can bend the knees generously, pressing one heel after the other down towards the ground, opening up through the back of the legs, the soles of the feet. Maybe you gently want to move your head side to side, releasing tension from the neck, release tension from the jaw. Anything you need to further warm up the body. And then bend your knees a little bit more than you maybe would, so you can really lift the hips up super high. Draw the low belly in and up, so you can feel how that stabilizes the spine from the inside. Lengthen through the arms, lift up through the shoulders. Keep the long line in the back as you gently begin to bring the heels closer to the ground. Any amount is fine, just so you feel a stretch in the back of your legs. We take another full breath here. And then come onto the tiptoes, slowly roll forward, rippling the spine until you're in a high plank, shoulders over wrists, heels over toes. Bend the knees, send the hips back up into your downward facing dog. We do this twice more. Inhale, come forward into your high plank. Draw the low belly in, keep it stable. Exhale, lead up with the hips, downward facing dog. Last one, fluid movement. Inhale, roll forward, think cat-like with the back. Exhale, draw the low belly in, send the hips up, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into your high plank. And on the exhale, send knees, chest and chin down to the ground. Hips stay lifted, Ashtanga Namaskara. Inhale, slide forward into your cobra, point the toes, pull the shoulder blades back and down. Exhale, tuck the toes, send the hips back and up, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into your plank pose, we keep moving. Exhale, knees, chest and chin down to the ground. Inhale, cobra, slide forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come onto the tiptoes. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward. And then inhale, start walking forward to the top of the mat. You can bend the knees as much as necessary so you'll arrive in the forward fold and soften. Head is heavy, knees are soft as well. Inhale, bend the knees, come onto the fingertips, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, fold all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, once again, half forward fold, Ardha Uttanasana, long spine. And exhale, fold all the way down, Uttanasana, forward fold. And bend the knees so you can stand up with a straight back, reaching the arms overside. Big inhale, look up. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart and next to the body for Tadasana, mountain pose. Bring the arms overside, inhale, big movement, look up. Exhale, bend the knees, flow through the center, forward fold. Inhale, step your right foot back, bring the knee to the ground, lift the gaze. Exhale, step into your plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, bring knees, chest and chin down to the ground. Inhale, slide forward into your cobra, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward, lower the left knee, lift the gaze. Exhale, bring the left foot forward into your forward fold. Come to standing, arms reach up, upward salute. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart and next to the body. One more round, classical sun salutation. Inhale, reach the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold through the center, Uttanasana. Inhale, step the left foot back, lower the knee, lift the gaze. Step into your plank pose, exhale. Take an inhale here. Exhale, bring knees, chest and chin to the ground. Keep the hips lifted. Inhale, slide forward, cobra, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the left foot forward, lower the right knee, broaden the collarbones. Exhale, step to the top of the mat, forward fold. To standing, reach the arms up overside, big movement, look up. Exhale, bring the hands together in front of the heart and next to the body. Inhale, sit the hips back, draw the low belly in, chair pose, reach the arms forward. Exhale, fold all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, long back. Exhale, step right foot back, left foot back, plank pose. Take an inhale here. Exhale, this time lower in one piece with a straight back. You can go all the way to the ground or half for Chaturanga. Inhale, choose your cobra or upward facing dog. Press the tops of the feet down. Exhale, send the hips up, downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up, inhale, three-legged dog. Big step forward between the hands as you exhale. High lunge, inhale, stand up, sweep the arms up. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, grow taller. In one breath, exhale, hands down, step back, lower. You can go all the way or half, but try with a straight back. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg, inhale up. Big step forward. High lunge, strong legs, stand up. Stay for the exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, your vinyasa, hands down, step back, lower. You can also use the knees for your Chaturanga practice, but come down in one piece without lifting the hips. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We stay for 3 breaths this time. Deep inhale. Soft exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Inhale, step, maybe hop to the top of the mat. Big movement. And exhale, fold all the way down. You come to chair pose, draw the low belly in, back super long. And exhale, come to standing hands together in front of the heart and release. Take a grounding breath in. Releasing breath out. Back into chair pose. Inhale, sit back, long back. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, half lift, long back. Exhale, step left foot back, right foot back, plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, flow down all the way or half for your chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Side out. And then guide the right leg up as you inhale. Take that big step forward as you exhale. High lunge, stand up, sweep the arms up. This time we open arms and hip as we exhale, warrior 2. Make sure your right knee points forward and the tailbone rolls down to the ground, opening the groins. Take another full breath, inhale, long spine. Sit a bit deeper as you exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, bring the right forearm down onto the right thigh and pull the left arm over your ear forward, side angle pose. If you know another variation, feel free to go for it. But try and really open the chest. Take a bit of weight out of the right arm or hand and breathe into the side body. 2 more breaths. 1 more. And look down to the ground, press into the feet. Inhale, warrior 2. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, straighten the front leg without pressing through the knee. Exhale, pull yourself forward and down for your triangle pose. Right hand onto the shin, or maybe you let it hover. Either way, try and pull yourself up with the left fingertips yearning up to the ceiling. Feel the side body engage. Pull the feet towards each other, feel the inner thighs. And then always come back to your smooth breath. In and out through the nose. One more breath here. And then bring the left hand down into the left hip. Bring the gaze down to the ground. You can choose to stay here today, or you follow me into the balancing pose. Right knee bends a lot, right fingertips come onto the ground, or maybe onto your block if you use one. Step the back foot in and slowly press up onto the right leg, stacking the hips for your half moon pose. Try and keep the right hand under the right shoulder. Try and open the chest, and maybe you lift the left arm up with the fingertips pulling to the ceiling once again. Try and have your left heel on the same height as the hip. Toes are pointing to the left. And you want to try and keep the face soft, the breath smooth, and the mind very neutral. Last breath. Bend your right leg slowly, slowly. Step the left foot all the way back. And on the inhale, come back into your warrior 2. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, drop the left arm, pull the right arm up, peaceful warrior. Stay for your exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, windmill the hands down to frame the front foot. Release the back heel. Inhale, plank pose. There's an option to do this on one leg if you practice this. Exhale, lower all the way or half, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Left leg, inhale, guide it up. Big step forward, exhale. High lunge, stand up, sweep the arms up. Exhale, warrior 2, open arms and hips. Check your alignment, make sure the knee points forward and you bring the low belly in. Low back is nice and long and you pull the feet towards each other so you can feel the inner thighs. Lengthen the spine on the inhale and sit a bit lower on the exhale. Last breath. Keep the legs nice and stable. Left forearm onto the left leg or hand down if you've done that on the first side. And then pull the right arm over your ear and try and spiral the chest open towards the ceiling. Maybe look up if that's okay for your neck. Take a bit of weight out of the left shoulder. Breathe into your side body. Feel how the breath is supporting your postures, how you can create more space just by directing the breath in the body. And then look down to the ground, press into the feet, inhale, warrior two. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, straighten the front leg, keep a tiny bend in the knee, exhale, pull yourself forward and down for your triangle pose. Stack the shoulders, open the chest, maybe gaze up if that's okay for your neck. Try once again not collapsing all the weight into the low hand, but reach up, pull the feet towards each other and gauge your thighs. And then drop the right hand down into the right hip. Gaze down to the ground, bend the front leg a lot. You can also stay here if you want to today. And then step the back foot in. Take your time to press up into your balancing pose. Ardha Chandrasana half moon. We want to stack the shoulders, open the chest, and then maybe reach the right arm back up. And especially in the balancing poses, we want to keep breathing. We want to keep it easy. Stay playful and relaxed about these poses, even if you wobble or maybe even fall. It's just the practice. And then bend your left leg slowly, step the right foot all the way back, land carefully, warrior two. Stay for your exhale. Peaceful warrior, inhale, reach the left arm up. Stay for your exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, windmill the hands down, release the back heel. Inhale, step back, maybe left the left foot hover. Exhale, lower all the way or half. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Feel free to side out. Take another 2 breaths here to ground back down into calmness. Gather your breath, your energy. And then on the inhale, guide the right leg up. Take that big step forward. You want to bring the shoulders along. This makes it easier to step through. High lunge, inhale, stand up, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart. We lean forward, draw the lower belly in a lot, stabilize the center of the body once again. Shift the weight and find into warrior three. The hips are now level, pointing down to the ground. Left toes are flexed and pointing down to the ground. Broaden the collarbones, lift the chest just a little. Rest the eyes on the focus point. Keep the breath flowing. And then engage the core a lot. We'll stand up, pull the left leg up and through. And then bend the standing leg, wrap the left leg around once or maybe twice if you reach for your eagle pose. And then really sit back as if you were sitting on a chair. Keep the belly engaged. And once you have found your balance, bring your arms out to the side. Right arm over left, you can grab the shoulders or bring the backs of the hands together or maybe the palms. You can stay here or maybe draw the belly in, come forward with a straight back, elbows yearning towards the knees. It's just an option. Always stay connected to your intention. How do you want to feel today? And then take your decisions accordingly. Maybe you need a bit more rest today. Maybe you need another variation. Stay very true to yourself. Lift the upper body first. Bring the palms together. Lift the left knee up as you inhale. And as you exhale, step it back, but not quite as far as when we got in. You want to be able to ground both feet and have both legs long. Hands into the hips. Make sure your left toes are kind of pointing forward. Lift the heart. And then draw the belly in, come forward. Halfway for now. Inhale, think half forward fold, lift the chest. And exhale, fold all the way down. You can keep the hands where they are, maybe bring them onto the shin, onto blocks if you use them, or onto the ground, Parshvottanasana. Pull your right hip back. Think half forward fold just a little with your inhale, so you keep the spine nice and long. And then you draw the belly in as you exhale. 2 more breaths. And then as you inhale, come back into a half forward fold shape with the upper body. You can come onto the fingertips. And as you exhale, keep the left hand grounded, maybe on the fingertips. This gives you more space. And reach the right arm up. Pull the hips back, twist the triangle. Good. Try and keep the back foot on the ground. If it comes off the ground, step it closer and further to the left, so you can still have the hips leveled. And then breathe. Pull the right shoulder back. 2 more breaths. And then bring the right hand down to the ground. Now listen, we'll walk the hands all the way over to the left and turn all toes to point to the left side. Reach the heart forward like half forward fold. And as you exhale, fold in over your legs. Maybe you walk the hands further towards the upper body, and the fingertips and the toes are pointing in the same direction. Pull the elbows towards each other. Let the crown of the head pull down. Shift the weight into the toes, balls of the feet. You can bend the knees a bit. That gives you more space. 2 breaths here. 1 more breath. And then think half forward fold as you inhale, hands under shoulders. As you exhale, walk the hands back to the top of the mat. Turn all toes to point forward. And then step your left foot back first. Swing the right leg out, 3-legged plank, or bring the foot down. And then lower for your vinyasa, or skip, go into your down dog or into your child's pose, whatever you need. Take a grounding breath wherever you are. And then get ready for your second side. Left leg, inhale, guide it up. Exhale, bring it forward, take the whole body along. High lunge, inhale, stand up, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart. Lean forward, draw the low belly in. Start shifting the weight and come onto the left leg, warrior 3. Lift the left hip, lower the right one. Keep the chest open, the spine long. It's like a tiny, tiny cobra in the upper back instead of hunching forward. And slightly look forward. Come back into the breath. Choose very kind words towards yourself, no matter how this practice feels today. And then bend the legs, stand up, pull the right leg up and through. Bend the standing leg, sit back down, wrap the right leg around the left one once or twice, whatever works for you. Once you have found your balance, take your arms out to the side. Left arm over right, grab the shoulders, bring the backs of the hands together or palms, whatever works. And then either stay or draw the belly in, come forward with a straight back. Elbows towards knees, and again, any degree is fine, wherever you can stay today, and breathe. And if you fall, that's fine. If you wobble, that's fine. Just know that you're practicing, you're strengthening the body, you're energizing the body, and you're training your mind, your spirit, and resilience and patience. And then bring the upper body back up first. Release the arms, bring the hands together, pull the right knee up. Step the right foot back, not quite as far back. Once again, right toes are pointing to the right, 45 degrees. Hands are on the hips. You can adjust the stance, lift the heart. And then come forward, halfway for now. You can always bend the front leg a little, especially if the back of the leg is a bit tight. Think half lift as you inhale. Draw the belly in, fold as you exhale. Any degree is fine. You can keep the hands where they are. Maybe hands into the shin, hands into the blocks, ground, fingertips, whatever works. We'll stay for a little. Observe how the sensations in the body change. If you release your expectation, or simply present with the breath. Good. Inhale, think half forward fold. Hands on the shoulders, maybe stay on the fingertips. This gives you more space. Exhale, keep the right hand, pull the left arm up for your twisted triangle. Try and pull the left hip back, maybe adjust the position of the right foot. Breathe. And then from here, look down, bring both hands to the ground. Walk the hands over to the right side, turn all your toes to point to the long side of the mat. Maybe turn the toes a bit in. Lift the heart up, inhale like half forward fold. And exhale, fold all the way down. You can do what you did on the first side. Maybe on the second side, you want to take a variation option to grab a hold of the ankles here with your hands, or maybe interlace fingers behind the back and drop the hands forward, whatever feels best for you. Remember to bring the weight forward instead of pushing the hips back. Remember to draw the low belly in and keep the neck nice and long. Last breath here. If you have taken a variation, release your arms, fingertips onto the ground. Think half lift as you reach the heart forward. And then walk all the hands to the toe, both hands to the top of the mat. All the toes are pointing forward. And then step the right foot back first so you have a good stance, and then swing the left leg out. Choose your favorite flow of movement, or a down dog, or a child's pose. Arrived into the down dog, take a deep breath in. On the exhale, bend the knees, look forward. On the inhale, step or hop to the top of the mat, half forward fold. Exhale, fold all the way down. Into your chair pose, inhale, sit back. Exhale, come to standing. Take your hands together in front of the heart. Maybe close the eyes or find a resting point to gaze on. Calm the breath. Feel all the energy that is rushing through the body. Maybe you can feel tingling sensation in your skin. And then open the eyes, get ready. We come back into a chair pose. Maybe make sure you have a bit more space at the top of the mat for now. Sit back, send the arms up. And then come onto the tiptoes. Start sending the arms forward and begin to flex your hands as if you wanted to push a wall away. And then with the shoulder distance, bring the hands down to the ground. You can bend the knees a lot more and bend the elbows towards you. If you need to, bring the position a bit, the feet a bit further back. Do that. Bend the elbows towards the body. Bring the knees onto the upper arms or armpits, and then come forward until the wrists are underneath the elbows. Now this could be enough for you today. Look slightly forward. Maybe you want to lift one foot off the ground. See how that feels. Maybe lift the other foot off the ground. See how that feels. And if you've done this before, you feel safe, you can try and lift both feet off the ground for your crow pose. Take a moment to play around with this. You can just shift the weight from one foot to the other. Just make sure your elbows are not further back than the wrist. It's not going to happen. You can't balance here. So your low arms are perpendicular to the ground. Maybe try one more time with each foot, or stay for another breath. If you know this, you can shoot back into your chaturanga, or you simply step back into your downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, side out. And then on the inhale, come forward into your plank pose. Exhale, with or without the knees, lower all the way down into the belly. Inhale, small cobra. Exhale, bring the forehead down. Good. Inhale, small cobra. Exhale, release the arms, extend them out behind you and lift them off the ground. And then lift the legs off the ground as well. Feel the whole back body engage. Keep the neck nice and long. Locust pose, Shalabhasana. If your low back feels tight, open the legs wider. If you feel okay, then squeeze them closer. We stay for 2 more breaths. One more. And then on the exhale, release. You can bring the head to one side or make a cushion with your hands. Maybe shuffle back so you're on the mat with your face. Wiggle the hips a bit from side to side. And then go ahead and extend one arm forward and roll over onto your back. Make sure you're landing again on the mat. Keep your feet stood up on the mat, hip distance apart, close to the body for your shoulder bridge. You can extend the arms or maybe bend them in a right angle for more support. And then press into the feet and slowly lift your hips off the ground. You can stay here, or you can interlace the fingers behind the back, bring the shoulder blades even closer together so you can open the chest more. Draw Try and lift the pubic bones. You can open up the groins. Bring the chin slightly down to the chest. You can feel the neck lengthening. And then breathe into the front body. Breathing in the back bends is often a bit harder, but try and find that smooth flow again. Breathe all the way down into the groins, into the low belly. One more breath here. And come into the tiptoes. Release the grip of the hands. Lower back down. Maybe you want to press the elbows back into the mat. Just slowly lower down. Walk your feet apart. Drop the knees towards each other in the center. Rest your palms on your belly or maybe on your heart. Take a moment to calm the breath. Good. And then walk your feet back towards each other. Pull the right knee up to the chest. Grab a hold of the shin and extend the left leg out. Slide the heel along the mat. Keep the foot flexed. You can feel a bit of length in the left groin. Take a breath here, pressing the low back into the ground. And then extend your right arm out to the side. Pull the right knee over the body to the left for a gentle twist. Now the knee doesn't have to arrive on the ground. Make sure this feels good to you. Breathe into the twist, into the belly. Try and have your right shoulder relaxed on the ground. And then come back to the center. Bring the knee up to the chest one more time. Step the left foot onto the ground, and from here bring the right ankle on top of the left knee for a figure 4 shape. You may want to flex the foot a little to keep the whole structure a bit stable, especially the ankle. And then from here, either stay if this feels plenty, or pull the left leg in. You can grab the back of the thigh or maybe the shin, whatever feels best. So you can bring the low back, the shoulders, and the head back onto the ground. You want to feel a gentle stretch in the right outer hip, the area of your bum. You can close the eyes and start to soften the breath a little, extending the exhales in a very gentle manner. Good. And then release the hands, step the left foot onto the ground, right foot next to it, and then pull the left knee up to the chest. Slide the right heel away from you, keep the foot active, press the low back into the ground. Take one breath here. Release the left arm out to the side, extend it or bend, and pull the left knee gently into your twist. Again, rather focus on having the left shoulder on the ground than bringing the right knee down. Soften the face and the jaw. And if your mind begins to wander, now that the pace of the class is slowing down a little, then just come back to your intention. Do not let yourself be rushed. Know that this part of the practice is crucial for you to regenerate, rest, and fuel your spiritual body, not just the physical one. Come back to the center, step the right foot onto the ground, place the left ankle on top of the right knee, flexing the left foot. Either stay or grab a hold of the right back of the thigh or maybe the shin for your figure 4 shape. Make sure the shoulders are on the ground, the head is on the ground. Soften the gaze or feel free to close the eyes if that helps you to rather focus on the inner sensations than the outer shape. Good. Release, put the right foot on the ground. Step the left foot next to it. Now you will need your prop. Feet can be placed on the ground as if you were going into another shoulder bridge. And then grab your blanket, your cushion, your block, whatever you have. Press the feet into the ground. Lift your hips just a little so you can place your prop underneath the pelvis. So it's not in your spine, it's not all the way down in your tailbone, but it's underneath your pelvis in a way that allows you to really just rest the pelvis down. This should be comfortable. Feel free to make any arrangements. If you don't have a prop, then simply stay the way you are without the prop, with the hips on the ground. And then everyone, with or without the prop, lift one leg after the other up so the soles of the feet are facing up to the ceiling. We want to have a little bit of an inverted posture. This even works if you don't have a prop. This will be a bit harder to hold, maybe in the abdominal area, but you can still do it. Either way, with or without the props, if this feels hard to hold, make sure you adjust your prop, maybe bring it a bit closer to tilt the pelvis towards the body. This makes it easier to hold the legs up. And rather now, without the props, you can bend the knees a bit to make this a bit easier on the groins. Now, either close the eyes or look up to your toes, softening the gaze. And are really allowing the breath to flow out a little longer without any pressure, simply as a signal to the body that it's okay to relax now. We take 3 more conscious breaths here. And then slowly bend the knees, place one foot after the other down to the ground. Lift your hips, take your prop up to the side and slowly ground the lower back down. Take your time. Walk the feet apart once again, knock the knees towards each other in the center, resting the palms on the upper body, wherever the warmth of your hands feels soothing. Feel the effects of these final postures. And then bring your arms out to the side. And the way your feet are now, with this wide distance, drop your knees from side to side, releasing any leftover tension in the groins and the low back. It's a very gentle movement, no rush. Softening the body, relaxing the mind with some slow releasing movements. And then once you're back at the center, bring the knees up towards the armpits rather than the chest. So you want to open the legs a little. You can either stay this way, grabbing the shins, or you can grab a hold of the ankles or maybe outer edges of the feet, pulling the knees down towards the armpits for your happy baby. You want to make sure your whole spine is grounded, even the low back. And then you can rock a bit from side to side if that feels soothing. If there's any other final movement or pose that your body is requesting, feel free to do that before we go into a moment of relaxation. Make sure anything that wants to be stretched or moved feels satisfied. So this practice feels very balanced and well-rounded for you. Give yourself a little smile and appreciation for your practice, for your body. And then release your final posture. Bring the feet onto the ground. You have 2 options for the final relaxation. Either stretch out in Shavasana, lengthening the arms and the legs. Or option, only if that's very comfortable to you, you can bring the soles of the feet together and drop the knees out to the side for a bound angle shape in the legs. Now your palms could be facing up to the ceiling in a gesture of surrender. Or if you feel more grounded this way, you can also touch your palms to the upper body. Make sure you choose a position that feels really relaxing for you now. You don't want to have to hold any tension. And then once you have arrived in your final position, take a last deep breath in through the nose. Side out through the mouth. And release any kind of breath control. Release any kind of tension in the body. And release any thoughts, any movements of the mind. For a couple of moments, there is nothing to analyze, nothing to think about. You can fully relax, let go, and enjoy your Shavasana. Very slowly bring your attention back to the breath. Begin to deepen the breath, to slowly awaken the body, and draw yourself back into this moment. Small movements back into the body, wiggle the fingers, the toes. If you're in Shavasana pose, you can stretch arms and legs. If you're still in the bound angle shape, use your hands for help to bring the knees together. Maybe also extend the legs and bring the arms overhead. Take a big stretch, a full breath. Any little movements that you need to return into the present moment. And then bend your knees and roll onto one side. Keep your eyes closed and give yourself a loving hug. Feel the connection to your inner being. This calmness that you have within you, that you can connect back to throughout the whole day, just remembering this moment. And then slowly press the hands into the ground. Maybe you can keep the eyes closed or the gaze lowered as you sit back up into your comfortable seat. Just as we started the practice, resting the hands in your lap or on your thighs. Lengthen through the spine. Soften the face. And take a moment to observe how you feel after this asana practice. And then take a deep breath in through your nose. Gently side out through the mouth. Join your palms once again in Anjali Mudra in front of the heart space. As a gesture of appreciation for your practice, for taking the time. And as a gesture of appreciation towards the teachings of yoga and the opportunity to practice together today. Take a last moment to bring your intention back to mind, not as a moment of evaluation, but as a reminder. So you can always come back to this idea also in your life off the yoga mat. Choose your thoughts wisely, your actions wisely, in alignment with your values and your intention. And when you're ready, you can open the eyes. Thank you so much for joining me for this flow. I hope you feel energized and relaxed at the same time. Please let me know what you thought about this practice and have a look at the description box underneath this video where I have a lot of links for you to our teacher training, retreats, and all kinds of wonderful resources for you to check out. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.